Hi guys, welcome back to the Tina Wimbo Talks podcast, and today I have a special guest all the way from London, right? Yeah, his name is Mr. Rocca, and he is a stylist. He's going to tell us all about his work. But before we start, we always do an icebreaker, right? I think you already have yours, right? Do
No,
you?
still here. No.
No?
That's good.
Let me choose for you.
What is a world problem you would solve? Interesting.
What is a world problem you would solve?
I think the world is going through a pandemic of
Not COVID, not...
now a different type of pandemic,
Okay.
a different type of disease.
Okay. Which is?
Most people don't know how to dress.
Okay. I hope that one won't get us into trouble, but we'll get into it. Let me answer mine. Mine says, what would you pick? Mapapu, maguru, or tsondora? It would have to be C.
Nzondora.
I love them. I love them.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. Do you believe it?
Nah. Can you cook them though?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah?
I think
Interesting.
munongona aesthetic, but titoro my African dishes.
Yeah.
So welcome guys. Today I'm having a conversation with Mr. Rocca, but we want to know your actual name because I feel like, especially on Instagram, like people have these fancy names, but we actually don't know your name. Like, yeah, I only found out your name a while ago. Mr. Rocca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my name is Craig Chimtengo, but my brand name is Mr. Rocca London.
Okay.
So at the moment, I just call myself Mr. Rocca.
And Chimtengo is not Shona, right? Is it Shona?
No, it's not.
Okay, you can tell us about that. Where are you from? Where do you come from?
Nah, I'm a first generation Zimbabwean.
What does that mean?
Born and bred here.
Okay.
But my father was born in Malawi.
Okay.
My mom was born in Mozambique.
Okay.
So I've been an immigrant all my life.
Okay.
Now that I'm based in the UK, I'm
UK.
still an immigrant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So
And
let's get into the conversation.
okay, cool.
The conversation. So we are talking about becoming on the series. So how have people become these brand names? These people that people look up to.
Right.
So what we want to talk about today is how you became Mr. Rocca. You know, what is the purpose? What is your big plan? How are you going to continue being this, I think, role model to young people, especially young people who are trying to start businesses, and with you a very interesting business, which is, you know, styling and fashion, so to call it. So Mr. Rocca comes from where? There's a story behind that, obviously.
The name. Well, the name comes from my name, right? So Craig comes from a fortress. It means a fortress, right? Or a city on top of a hill.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you change that into Latin, it means Rocca.
Okay.
So I just started calling myself Mr. Rocca. London is obviously based, so just. But it was a business secret. You just made me tell it.
Shame. Hopefully I won't make you tell people too many of your secrets today.
Hope so, yeah.
Okay, cool. The brand. I'm just looking at some of this information, right?
Yeah.
Your vision is to be the most represented brand in both boardrooms and positions of power, right?
Yeah.
Looking at your profile, it's very rich. It's very, it's luxury. That's what I see. There's a lot of purple. And what does that signify? I just noticed that you have a lot of purple. Yeah. Is there a reason for that?
I mean the color. Okay. Our brand is a luxurious brand. It's an exclusive brand.
Yeah.
So purple represents rarity, royalty, and yeah, expensive, exclusive.
So can anyone wear Mr. Rocca London? I'm grilling you now, sorry. The grilling has started.
You are.
Can anyone wear your brand? You know, because so many people are going to be watching it. And they might feel like, I can't. Like, is this for everyone?
I don't think so, no.
You don't think so?
No, yeah. There are barriers to entry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. What does that mean?
Okay, first of all, we believe in aspiring individuals and discerning men and women. What that means is we believe in dressing people that want to elevate themselves from where they are to where they need to be. But you wear a suit when you want to be someone. You wear Mr. Rocca suit when you're already someone. But you want to elevate to the next level.
Can you say that again, please? Please say it again. I think there's something about that. So you wear a suit.
You wear a suit when you want to be someone. But you wear a Mr. Rocca suit when you're already someone.
Okay.
But you're aspiring to be on the next level.
Okay, Mr. Rocca, you're a member of the Forbes Black magazine. You have been featured in GQ magazine, and you're a nominee for 40 Under 40 Africa. Tell us about that.
Yes, it's actually an honor to be recognized by such big brands like Forbes and GQ and the 40 Under 40.
Yeah.
My ethos is simple. If you put in the work, the right people will notice.
Okay.
Yeah, the right people will see you, and it was just a testament of me being on the right path to be recognized by, such.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, and we are back. So one of the things that I love to do is to humanize people. So takumbobi sama titles, right? If we were to remove your titles, your awards, everything, we strip you down, who are you outside of the whole brand? Can you answer that question?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
who are you? Because I feel like a lot of us can't actually answer that question. We're so performance based.
Okay.
And a lot of people have so much pressure to be. But I think outside of that, people are still human. So who are you? Like, what's your story? I know we heard that Mr. Rocca story, but what's the Craig story?
I'm an ego. I compare myself to an ego.
Okay.
Yeah.
An ego.
No, I'm joking. I heard someone saying that. But
it's a hard question, I know.
yeah, it's very. I'm a mover. I'm a starter.
Okay.
Yeah. I am. I'm trying to really break it down. But I think my character gets me anywhere really. I know myself. If you put me in any room,
You own the room.
I would. Yeah, I'm a conversation starter. So I think who I am as a person really gets me ahead of everyone because of those soft skills that I carry.
And they must come from somewhere. Where do they come from? Okay, who do you emulate? Who's your role model? Do you have one?
In general, in the fashion space?
Anyone.
Anyone really? You know what? I think I'm a product of a lot of role models. Like I get inspiration from literally anyone, anything. I believe that when I see people, certain people, I get to benefit a few things from them and then merge it all together. But when it comes to what I do, my industry, I look up to Tom Ford.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Because of he understands proportion, he understands feet,
Okay.
which I think most people struggle with.
Feet.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Feet. I think feet is king, right? Like once you know your body type, you would know what fits you. So his aesthetics, like the way he cuts his clothes, they really accentuate the client's frame, and I think there are very, very few houses that do that. And to mention a few, I think Tom Ford and Ralph Lauren are at the epitome. Them Gucci's are nowhere near.
Okay, don't get me into trouble, please,
Well,
Mr. Rocca.
No, because if you look at brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and all these other houses, they are, it's mass production. They don't really put much into the clients. Okay, I'll give you a very good example. If you have worn lubes, right, red bottoms, you can't last 2 hours in them or even an hour. Whether they are trainers, whether they are heels, because they don't
They're
have.
definitely not made for my feet, I must say that.
Exactly.
For the African, well, for mine, the African foot, nah.
No, they are not. Usually they are for like, in general, Africans have white feet, right? Of course, there are a few exceptions. But when they are doing their R&D into making those shoes, they don't have us in mind.
What's R&D?
Like research and development.
Okay.
When they are creating that shoe, they don't have our feet in mind.
Okay.
We are the ones that are just forcing ourselves into buying those. That's why we struggle, to last a day in them.
Yeah.
Right?
So a question comes to mind. It's a bit controversial, but I think we should get into it. So you know how with they call new money, there's a kind of way in which people have new money dress. Like, do you believe that? Like, is less more?
No, the new money is loud.
Okay.
Yeah, and okay, it's not very good to categorize people, because new money is still money. Okay, I service clients in the new money as well, but you have to treat carefully because they are of a certain class, all right?
Because I feel like, especially with social media, and when it comes to fashion and styling, it's about the brands. It's about, the Gucci's, the what, that to a lot of young people.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good message to a lot of young people. That means you've made it, right? The aesthetic, the fact that you own certain perfumes means you actually made it. But that's not actually true, right? What do you think?
So when it comes to brands, like especially, okay, as Africans, Zimbabweans, you rarely find old money. Most of our money is first generation, is still new, right? But in that new money, there is also classism. There are people that have actually elevated themselves to be mid-new old money. How do you see them? By wearing clothes that are classic, that are exclusive, and that are not branded. So Gucci actually has plain white shirts and plain white t-shirts that some people in the old money class, they would love Gucci as a brand and the quality, but not the label.
Okay.
You get the sense? Like if you go to labels like Loro Piana or Zegna, you might not see the brand.
All those brands.
Yeah, but a t-shirt could be like £800, but it's plain, right? But you're just buying it because you love the quality and the aesthetic. But when it comes to these branded clothes, it also emanates from a low self-esteem.
Okay.
Because you want validation, so you want everyone to see that you're of a certain class.
Oh yeah.
So, but the whole secret is, if you can wear a plain white t-shirt and look good in it, then you've got style. But if you rely on the brands showing, then you're fashionable.
Okay, you guys heard that. I'm actually going to dig deeper into that when we come right back. Welcome back, and we are talking about fashion, styling, how it affects the society, and I have Mr. Rocca who is speaking to us about that. So I have a question I want to ask you, and I'm trying to be as diplomatic as possible when I ask this question.
Right.
You spoke about how fashion, right now we have a pandemic.
Yeah.
And I feel like the young people in society are willing to do anything to look good.
Right.
They're willing to do anything to show that, right? Right? And my worry, especially for young people, is they're willing to steal, they're willing to do the most to look great. And you spoke about validation earlier. There is a lot of validation that comes from social media and having nice things.
Yeah.
I just want you to chime in on that. How fashion affects our mental health and our mental spaces, because I know when I look good, I feel good.
Yeah.
And when I'm not in a great space, I'm not even bothered with looking good. So I just want you to tell us your thoughts on that. So number one, what it's doing to our young people, because I mean, we're in our 30s now, you know. We have the generation Gen Z, who are kind of doing the most. And as young people and role models, I mean, I think we should have a voice. So what are your thoughts on that?
So on the pressure that comes with fashion, I strongly believe, and I could be wrong, but I'm very certain and positive based on my interactions with people and all sorts. Most of the guys that we emulate, or that the younger generation emulate on social media, first of all, most of that stuff is fake.
Okay.
Most of those guys don't have a budget to keep up on all those stuff that they have.
Yeah.
So it's highly likely that it's fake. So now you're gonna spend your hard-earned money to buy, I don't know, a certain brand, you know, just so that you can keep up with the Johns.
Yeah.
But it's
not real.
It's not real.
I always say social media is a highlight reel. So it's 20, 30 seconds of a highlight reel, but it's not actually real life. Well, I always say that.
Yeah.
It's just maybe 10% of your life. And I think it's something that's really affecting young people.
Yeah.
Women as well in a lot of spaces. And I think it's something that has to be addressed.
Oh, listen, the best investment you can ever do is investing in yourself.
Yeah.
Just invest in yourself. What are you good at? Okay. First of all, find who you are as a person. What are you good at? Invest in a skill. Okay. When you've got a skill, when you are good at something, it doesn't matter what you're gonna look like. Do you know what I mean? Because you know what you know is what you know, and no one can take that away from you. Yeah. And then after you've worked all that, then you can get to the Mr. Rocca level where you need an armor, a suit that represents who you are. You know, but otherwise, before that, you just need to work on yourself, man. Yeah. Especially now, especially the boy child, is mentally we're being affected a lot, and we don't have anyone to talk to or to share the struggles that we go through and the pressures of the society that, oh, I need to have, I don't know, these cars, these the GD6 or whatever, you know. But I think what's more important is to know yourself and invest more in yourself as a person, and then everything else will just follow.
I always say that people wear masks. We're all wearing masks, whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
We're all wearing these personas. But at the end of the day, when you are sitting by yourself, you know, what's actually going on in your head. And yeah, this month is actually Suicide Prevention Month, Awareness Month. And we all know that, you know, men commit suicide more than women. Women attempt, but men actually do it.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
So, you know, growing up, we used to be told that men don't cry. So even if you're running and you fall down, your mom or your dad would just say, get up, don't cry, you're a man, you know. But men cry too. Well, you know, I cry in the shower. Because I know that the water will just wash the tears.
And then you have to get on with it.
Yeah, but I think it's very important for men to start having conversation on what affects us on a daily. So I got a friend of mine who's a barber in the UK, and his barber shop has turned into a mental health space. Because when we are at the barber shop,
You're talking.
we are talking, and that's most likely the only place we can open up.
Okay.
So it's therapy, right? It's the same thing as if you're an in-drive driver, a taxi driver.
Yeah.
You're a therapist because all the people that get into your car, they're usually talking to you, venting and all sorts.
Kind of like our male takes as well. Women do the same thing. Saloon, like we really do it as well. So it's more or less the same thing.
Yeah. So it needs to be encouraged in the men's spaces, like to be heard, even though you're not going to give your opinion on it, but we just need to find safe spaces where we can speak about the challenges we're facing, the pressures of the world, and and suicide. I mean, it's really heartbreaking.
It's a huge issue, it really is. I mean, I work with a lot of people. We actually did a series a few months ago called Men Cry True, and it was very interesting. We had a few men on. I had my dad as well. And every single man was saying that they just don't have the spaces. So my question, or maybe my last question to you would be that if we do create spaces, would men attend? Would men actually open up? Would they trust us? Because I feel like men and women are loggerheads now. It's about the feminists. It's about, the men. We're not actually, working together. So let us know before we go what your thoughts are. Give us a bit of advice. Then we can see if we can start to implement it, especially because I'm in the mental health space.
Yeah.
Yeah? Would men attend? Would they open up, honestly?
Men open up to other men.
Okay, not women.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. It's again. I mean, it's a case of vulnerability, right? So the best place to start is for men to have safe spaces for other men before women start intervening. It's just like the case of saying, can a single mother, raise a boy child? No, she cannot. But
you're gonna get me into trouble now. So. Right, we have come to the end of our episode. Thank you for coming so much, Mr. Rocca. Do you prefer to be called Mr. Rocca or Craig?
Mr. Rocca.
Mr. Rocca.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Can we have some last words from you?
Last words. Nothing transforms a man quicker than a garment.
Okay.
So to all the people out there, please start paying attention to how you dress, because it's a form of good manners.
Okay.
You don't have to show up for the job that you want, but you have to show up. No, you don't have to show up for the job that you have, but show up for the job that you want. So always pay attention to how you present yourself to the world, because people judge you the first 5 seconds of seeing you without you opening your mouth. So pay attention to how you dress.
Hansi, pay attention to how you dress, guys. This was amazing. Very different, but I feel like this podcast needs different people. So I'm a lover of clothes, Sean. So I enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming to the podcast.
You're welcome.
Guys, we'll see you on the next one.
Hey, 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 hey.